These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the...
Do you feel confident enough on 3rd here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Try to barge their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Rebels!
And how about that way to start a game? They didn't even attempt to throw. They just ran it meticulously down the field, and that guy caps off a beautiful start to this game with a touchdown.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Pryor. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. To the air, it's Howell. He gets it out quickly. This is the kind of... Top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by move the chains. Back has it. Creates a little space. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Running free. They bring him down, but that's why you give them that wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays. He's up to 41 yards for them on the ground already in this first quarter. He looks as if he's ready to put up numbers. Snap to the back. And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
After the run, now to throw. Makes the grab. It's Coop. And they're able to make the tackle.
And running backs who can add to the passing game, they can be so dangerous because once they get the catch, they're operating in much more open space than they would be on a handoff. And it really also tests the linebacker's coverage ability and those DBs' tackling ability.
Got his man on the right. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. And the Huskers want to move quickly. From the red zone, looking for a man. Out of the backfield, he's open. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Wants to adjust the pattern. Scanning the field is Houck. Unloads it left. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. He stopped, not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. They've swapped into the field, and we're ready to go in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. He'll start this drive firing. Hauls it in. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains.
Like QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. You got a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. Guys, let's talk a little bit about Ole Miss. They got a boost from their high school recruiting ranks, setting the table for the future, getting a verbal commitment from a four-star linebacker.
Yeah, it's huge for this defense, not only because of his physical traits. This guy can run, he can cover, he can blitz the passer, but he's also a tremendous leader. This guy could be the alpha on this defense for years to come.
Breaks the tackle. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
And the Rebels will line it up on 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. So now it's second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. Trying to pick up a first down. On third and long, try to convert through the air. He's got his man, makes the grab. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw it again. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to go up top. Looking to the big tight end. Catch in the middle. It's Bradley. And fire the completion there in the red zone and set up at the 13.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
He's now up to 64 yards on the ground. A very productive first half here in the season opener. Leaves it with the back. And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play. The Rebels headed quickly to the line. On third and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into fourth down.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction, not that time.
Makes the grab past the marker. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. That might seem like a risky call to go for it on fourth down there, but you can't just hand the defense a win in that spot, David.
No, and when you go back and you look at games, a lot of times those... And this offense is like, forget that, we're going to be aggressive. And because they got it, it was a great call.
And the Rebels have it in scoring position on first and goal. Trying to pound their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
I know we're only in game one, but in this half, you've got to be excited about what you've seen from this offense. Really nice rhythm. Quarterback's got great command on the field with respect to what they're trying to do, and they've got some weapons. I can't wait to see what this offense does this year.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Got his man out of the backfield. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Got the big tight end on the corner route. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the second half. So they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last first down gets them a little bit of confidence.
We'll send the tight end in motion. Lets it fly. He's got it inside the 15. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Husker.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
On to attempt the try. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Western Michigan rolled to victory today in a game where they not only capitalized on opportunities, they created them. And that's the way this coach wants them to play every week. All that speculation all week, and now we know. And something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Try to get it to the edge. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? The Rebels come to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to fire on second down. Makes the grab. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Third down, and the Husker faithful getting loud, trying to make moving the chains impossible. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Turning it on. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43. He's now got 78 yards rushing in this first half, and he is making quite the impression in the opener. Right back to the well. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Gonna take a shot at this DB. Snags it inside the 20. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
They'll immediately call timeout. And the Rebels come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. He's got it. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Using the quick game. He steps out of bounds, but it'll be enough to give them a first and goal.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
With the run on first and goal. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And the defense doesn't let him get loose, and that's going to wrap things up here in the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. They want to get the ball back right now, lining up for an onside kick to start the second half. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. And to stop that one for a short gain. The Rebels moving quickly to the line.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
And you want the interception on defense, but most of the time coaches are preaching, knock the ball down, knock the ball down. It's not because they can't catch one, but the defender's main job has to be separating that ball from the wide receiver, and usually that requires knocking that thing down.
It's a running room. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels!
Well, we know this offense can score points in a variety of ways. You saw it in the first half, and here we go in the second half. They're explosive. They've got playmakers all over the field, and they waste no time putting up another touchdown.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And the finisher coming on a touchdown pass from 52 yards out. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Ball will be placed at the 40 after that kick out of bounds. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. Oh, better look out. Got the first down and still on his feet. They finally make the stop, but the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, it's so hard to get to the ground. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Back has it. He's in open space downfield. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Snap to the back. Look out, he's got room. They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Might be calling a hot route. Toss to the outside. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Converts on 4th down. Still going. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Finds his big tight end. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. The Huskers in the hurry-up. Looking for a man. It's Houck. He's got it still on his feet. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. The Cornhuskers are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Follow the block. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Offense ready to go back to work. That lead has been sliced to 7, and now they'll try to put something together here. The screen, he can go. And the Rebels with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Oh, he's got some space. And he's brought down after a nice game. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are, sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion, move the sticks.
Got enough for the 1st. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. He's not a burner or anything, but he's got enough about him that he can run and hurt you at times.
Yeah, he's sneaky fast, isn't he? It seems like he's not moving too well, but he's definitely going faster than what he looks. And this defense, they're finding that out right now.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Makes the grab. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. He'll do it himself. They were all over him. Nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. The Rebels will go for it on fourth down. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And now the lead is even bigger. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Rice is darn near perfect offensively today. This is almost exactly the way they drew things up this week in practice. They're up by 21 over the Groupers. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They're working that left side.
And his offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why the quarterback is the glamour position. Like, you've got to trust him. He's got to come through. They got to put a few drives together here to get back in this football game.
And the Huskers are in the hurry up.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Got his man quickly. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit. some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Memorial Stadium, Lincoln, Nebraska, and home of the Cornhuskers. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Ole Miss Rebels, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Rebels will get this season underway as toe meets leather. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Looking to throw, it's Houck. Punts it out of the air. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. The Huskers want to crank the tempo. All right, guys, let's take a minute to think about Nebraska. They had quite the ride last year, made it to the semifinals, couldn't finish the deal. Regression or redemption?
And today we're going to find out, and that's what's cool. Last year did not finish the way they wanted to, but they did get to the playoff. That is an accomplishment. Now, did that raise the level of intensity for these guys for a whole offseason, Jesse, and do they come out better?
I think it has. I think the sense of urgency on this team has actually gone up. There were a lot of people patting them on the back last year. Yeah, you didn't win it all, but you made it to the playoff. Nice job. They're hungrier than they were a season ago. Let's see if that shows itself here today.
They are backing up their pregame words. Their first drive of the game, 4th down in their own end, and they're going for it. Tries to get it on the ground. Shakes off the defender. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The Cornhuskers with the 1st and 10.
Well, there are not a lot of head coaches that I think are willing on their opening drive to go for it on 4th down, especially in that kind of field position. But this head coach ain't scared. He believes in his running back. He believes in his offensive line to go pick it up, and that's exactly what they did.
Let's talk for just a minute about Nebraska. Big moment in recruiting last week. 4-star defensive back gives a verbal commitment. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Obviously, the adjustment of speed is a big deal, but that's why you go get a 4-star guy like this. I mean, he's got speed. He plays so many DBs at one time.
There he goes! Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42. And the Huskers are rolling down the field.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now. Get ready for another one.
And he makes a completion. They're set up and in business at the 20. Barely 2 minutes into the game, and they're already in the red zone. It's 1st and 10 from the 20. He might want another play. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Snags it. And he will score. Touchdown, Nebraska.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He's got it in the end zone for the 2-point conversion and an 8-0 lead. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and they close the deal with a 20-yard pass for 6. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. They go to the ground, fighting off the defender. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard. Guys, let's take just a second and talk about Ole Miss. We mentioned the number of players they lost, but you can only focus on the guys who are wearing your uniform. Can't worry about those who left, have to worry about those you have. But any concerns that you guys have about making moves like this?
I think excitement more than concerns, honestly. They got some key guys that had success in other programs, and I think the fans today, David, are interested to see how these guys play today.
Well, and how they come together, because you've seen these players in other spots, but now a new system, new coaches. How do you gel? How do you start your career off?
This defensive coaching staff, they love their secondary, and they love the matchups they have. They believe they've got 5 guys at least back there that can cover.
Gonna take a shot. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. The Rebels will punt this one away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And after the punt, that's where they'll mark it, just outside the 30-yard line. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Peppers. And some room to work. Breaks into the open. The 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Husker. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
Wants to throw. It's Houck. Makes the grab in the end zone for the 2 as they extend the lead. They couldn't draw up a drive better than that one. Just gashed him for the big play in the running game. 1 snap, 1 touchdown. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. Can't get him to the ground. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. And the Rebels racing to the line in the hurry-up. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Fires to the middle. Makes the grab. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the offense will decline that penalty after the big play. Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. Looking downfield on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time in late in the season.
Gonna look downfield again. Throws to the wideout. Can't hang on. It's incomplete. I think he was bracing for the hit and didn't hang on to the football.
And that doesn't happen very often. That's their go-to guy. I love the way they move him around the field, and they try to attack the middle with him to get the ball in his hands and let him do some damage. And he shows you the drop. Okay, it's in there, but it doesn't happen very often.
They'll try the run. Got the first down and more. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. They'll give it to him again. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Last play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. Fires to the wideout. And they will score. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Western Michigan rolled to victory today in a game where they not only capitalized on opportunities, they created them. And that's the way this coach wants them to play every week. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Quarterback may change this route. Dropping back, it's Houck. Quickly out to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
To the air on 2nd down. Here's the pressure. Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. He goes down right there, but not before coming up with a big interception.
And what a play by the defender. He's on an island all by himself in cover 1 man coverage. Just him and the wideout, and he ends up winning, coming up with a big INT.
Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Just going to keep it after the snap.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Quick timeout by the defense here, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Makes the grab down the middle. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down. They'll try to quiet this crowd by moving the sticks on 4th down. Trying to keep the drive alive. Turning it on. Touchdown, Rebels. Once he got some room, it was over.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the 2nd level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Pryor.
Kick returners just have to do a better job knowing where they are on the field and what the situation is. That's a ball you got to let go through the end zone. That's a touchback. Instead, you're trying to be the hero, and now you've done yourself more harm than good. The offense starting in terrible field position.
They are backed up. Defense smelling blood as this drive starts at the 5. To the air. It's Houck. Snagged out of the air. That's a 20. He's got space. They get him stopped at the 26, but that'll be enough for this offense to go to work on 1st down. The Huskers want to pick up the tempo.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
They'll mark him down at the 37. It's a 10-yard gain. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll send the back in motion. Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws to the tight end. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Calls his own number. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. The Rebels can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. The give to the back. And here's the tackle at the line of scrimmage, and that'll send us to the 2nd quarter. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the 1st quarter.